What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Who's getting some tacos today? Let me know in the chats down below. But welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date and what's going on in the crypto space. And I am joined by Baxter, our favorite club mascot. How are you doing, Baxter? Are you feeling good? Everybody loves you. You just like being greeted and petted, but yeah. But welcome back to the show, guys. And yeah, you're probably going, sure, but what are you talking about? We're going to enter in a bull cycle. I thought you were pretty bearish right now because my last two videos were like yesterday. Oh, looks like it's going to be a red Christmas. And on Saturday, where is the price headed? I don't know right now, but right now, though, like, again, we're still getting more institutions like claiming like we could be in a super cycle, and like the 4-year cycle is just donezo. So yeah, so let's take a look at a quick Bitcoin price right now. We're currently at 87,539. We're taking a look at TradingView because it gives us a little bit more data than CoinMarketCap has to offer. But let's go to the technicals. Let's see what's the technicals saying right now. So let's see. So right now we're still at a sell, with the sell being at number 13, neutral's at 9, buy is at 4. Oscars are saying buy now, while the moving average is still showing a strong sell. So, what's going on there? But yeah, so Bitcoin price, I don't know, we're back up above from 85, that low we had, so that's pretty interesting. But again, I'm saying like, though, like we could be in that super cycle now. Like Fidelity just reported that Bitcoin's 4-year cycle may be over. Investors believe we could be entering a super cycle for a super cycle in commodities back in 2000 spanned nearly a decade. So again, if we are in a full cycle, is this going to take us all the way up to like the 2030s? Is Bitcoin finally going to reach that 1 million price? And yes, Bitcoin will eventually be 1 million. Like I was totally bearish for like this holiday season right now, just because prices were going down. We got the Bank of Japan's interest rate hike coming, which statistically charts show that it has decreased 20%, 30% after it took place, which should be happening on the 19th, so in 3 days from now. But some people out there are claiming that the price for Bitcoin is already priced into it, because like they announced it on December 1st and we did see a little dip, but I don't know. We just got to wait and see how the price will move. But right now we are going back up a little bit. But big companies, though, are just like they're getting in right now. Like they know like Bitcoin is going to keep going. So they believe that the super cycles happen. We're not getting that godlike candle going up, but a consistent cycle. Just Bitcoin is continuously going. All these companies are feeling that right now. So this is Fidelity, and we're going to get more companies, institutions out there probably reporting on this, believing that the 4-year cycle is over as we continue on and if we don't get a dip. But which companies are still adding? Well, we have Michael Saylor, who and his company Strategy, which purchased like $1 billion over the weekend. But his company now owns 3.2% of all Bitcoin ever to be in existence. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, and that is it. And yeah, this man and his company, I believe, will probably be the first company to hold actually 1 million whole Bitcoin. Is that how much is in Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet out there? Is Strategy going to be on par with Satoshi's wallet? Probably, but if he keeps accumulating like he's been doing these last 4 years, he is definitely going to be the first Bitcoin strategic treasury reserve to have 1 million Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So that is crazy. And yeah, so we're always getting news about Michael Saylor and his company. They're still adding, but we even have Eric Trump's American Bitcoin company has now accumulated over 5,000 Bitcoin. They now have 5,098 Bitcoins since going public in September. And on September 3rd. Now, add them back, all companies become Bitcoin treasury companies, and that is so true. So yeah, so we could be out of that 4-year cycle again. We could be going into that super cycle. More companies believe it. More companies are adding to their balance sheets, and yeah, so we just gotta wait and see how this plays out. But where's the price going to go? I don't know. I'm still hoping we get 100,000 Bitcoin before Christmas time, but you never know. It's more likely that we will not reach that. But 2026, we're definitely going to make our way back. We're still just trying to form that bottom. Where's it going to go? Is it going to be 70,000, 74 after that BOJ interest hike and whatnot? So we just got to wait and see. But I just know like in 2026, we'll definitely be back over the hundreds. But what else is happening in the news today? I think President Trump says he will consider a pardon for the CEO of privacy-focused Bitcoin wallet Samurai. He said, I've heard about it, and I'll look at it. Let's take a look at it. And let's play this quick 30-second clip of him saying it.
Creating crypto privacy software. The case was started under the Biden administration, but your DOJ kept it going and secured the conviction. A lot of people in crypto are saying that this man should be pardoned. Are you familiar with the case at all, or would you be interested?
I've heard about it. I'll look at it. Well, you think he should be pardoned? Sounds like it. Sounds like, based on your question.
Many people in
Rodriguez, we'll look at that, Pam. Okay, let's take a look at it. You'll have to tell me. I don't know anything about it, but we'll take a look.
I guess that's pretty cool. Way to go, Trump on that. Like, I think he should be part of. Like, again, this takes away like old Biden administration laws. People like, again, luckily we got Ross Ulbricht. I think Binance was also pardoned too, because again, Binance helped CZ helped out like to take down FTX going on there. So yeah, that narrative of him going to jail, money laundering, it was a whole but no. So like, I believe we should do this because again, if we're like imprisoning, putting like restrictions on developers in the crypto space, that's not going to do blockchain or Bitcoin any good. So yeah, if Trump does this, I think this would be very bullish for Bitcoin and just all crypto developers just in general. So it's going to cover a big mass of everything. So we're just cleaning up the mess we've had in the past and we're pushing forward and we're innovating strong. So let's continue on now with our news. What's going on in the crypto space today? Looks like MetaMask adds Bitcoin support after teasing it for 10 months ago. So that's right. Your MetaMask wallet used to be just an Ethereum-based wallet. Then it added some other altcoins on there. But now, finally, your MetaMask wallet can trade, hold, and I believe even buy Bitcoin on it. So users can now buy, swap, send, and receive Bitcoin directly within the popular Ethereum-focused wallet, expanding its multi-chain reach. Now, crypto wallet giant MetaMask has announced it has added support for Bitcoin, hinting that more blockchain integrations will be rolled out next year. Now, MetaMask announced the rollout to social media on Monday, 10 months after it first teased it in February, revealing that Bitcoin has now joined the ranks of supported assets from Ethereum, Solana, Monad, and Say blockchain. Monad's still around. Huh. But any Bitcoin transactions you make will appear in your asset list once confirmed. Now remember, Bitcoin transactions are typically slower than those on the Ethereum virtual machine or even Solana network, MetaMask said. Now the move enables users to buy Bitcoin, swap BTC, send and receive Bitcoin, with users being incentivized to use the asset, with any swaps into Bitcoin earning people MetaMask rewards. So, interesting. Now here is MetaMask's Twitter post on how Bitcoin has entered the chat. Let's play this quick little ad. I have not seen it. Oh, I guess I gotta go straight to Twitter. So let's click on that. Come on. No? Okay, we're going to Twitter, guys, to actually see that commercial. So let's go back over here. Let's go to MetaMask, because I want to see that commercial. What did it look like? Here we go. So MetaMask.eth. Here's our channel. And where is it? Here we go. Bitcoin is entered. Nice speech. Okay, so that was a nice little ad going showcasing Bitcoin now entering is now on MetaMask. But prior to this, MetaMask users could only gain exposure to Bitcoin via wrapped versions of the asset. Now, the Bitcoin integration was first discussed back in February, with MetaMask's Dan Finlay suggesting it would go live in the third quarter of 2025. So they're a quarter behind, but looks like they got it out. And like we can even take a look at this too right now. Like here, we're in MetaMask. Let me log into the account and we look at account numbers. All right, now hold on. Where is it? There we go. Bitcoin native SegWit wallet. So there it is. It's already up and running in your MetaMask wallet. I always have one on here. But yeah, say hello to Bitcoin. Trade, manage, and buy Bitcoin directly on MetaMask. So that's already integrated. It's happening. You can store it now. If you want to send me some Bitcoin, it's right there. But actually, I don't even have the full address. So never mind. Forget that. But MetaMask goes from just Ethereum to multi-chain. Initially developed to support the Ethereum ecosystem and EVM-compatible networks, MetaMask has began gradually expanding beyond this in 2025. Now, MetaMask kicked things off with the Solana integration in May, and then followed up with Sai in August, and then Monad in November. The firm has kept its cards close to its chest, but has indicated that more networks will be added next year. So, what other networks are going to add to MetaMask? But Bitcoin's support marks the latest step in our multi-chain expansion, following the launch of Monad and Sai earlier this year, with more networks coming to 2026, MetaMask said. So, so what networks do you think are going to be added to MetaMask? Like, what do we even have right now, or what's not on here? So let's see if we go to, that's accounts. Let's see, tokens, activity. Where can I see different networks? So here we go. So all popular networks. So we have OP. Let's see. Let's try to guess which networks they're probably adding. Ethereum, Linea, Base, Polygon, BNB, Sai, OP. There's Solana. So maybe they're going to add Cardano next. I don't know. Maybe they'll add an XRP wallet. Those are just, I'm just seeing 2 chains I'm not seeing that's on here right now. Or who knows, maybe they'll add a couple new smaller layer 1 projects coming out. Well, that's how we wait and see. But that's pretty cool that they finally got Bitcoin added to it. Like, they needed to. It's been too long. Sure, they were originally just an Ethereum-based wallet and that was it. But as just time has moved on, adoption has been kicking off around the world. They just needed to add this. So way to go. And I'm looking forward to the more additional networks you keep adding on. But that's one little tidbit of Bitcoin news going on. Or is that really all my Bitcoin news? That is all the Bitcoin news I have. I was trying to find some more articles, but let's go into some altcoin news or just exchange news. Right now, I guess a lot of exchanges are in a super race right now to get that crypto super app out there. So they can do all of it: trading, payments, Web3, probably prediction markets. That wants to do everything. So let's hear a little bit more about this. So crypto super app race is on as industry enters aggregation era per report. So according to Delphi Digital, crypto exchanges are racing to become the home screen for trading, payments, and Web3. So according to a new report from Delphi Digital, crypto platforms are quietly morphing into distribution layers for everything from trading and payments to on-chain apps and yield. Now, the super app vision that reshaped consumer finance in Asia is now colliding with Western UX preferences and clearer regulations. And exchanges are betting that whoever controls the primary interface will control the next wave of users. Now, the aggregation era arrives, and the report concludes that crypto is entering its aggregation era, where the real power no longer sits just within base protocols, but with whoever owns the user relationship. So in other words, the place where people first log in, move money, and discover products will be the winners. But in that world, exchanges and large platforms are racing to become the default gateway, the app that distributes the liquidity, order flow, stablecoin staking, non-fungible tokens, gaming, and so on. So basically, they're trying to be the next Google. Like, they want to be the first platform you go to for it all. Because again, like right now, everyone just uses Google. That's the main source. They're the big guys. They're the top ones that you will use. Not too many people use the DuckDuckGo browser or the Brave browser. Yeah, we do use those too. Who remembers Ask Jeeves, your online internet butler? Like, there has been so many different browsers to choose from. So this is kind of the same thing with the super apps out there. It's who's going to be that first one, or the most well-known, best use case, and going to just dominate the space. So that's what they're kind of doing. That's how I kind of think of it, or how I see it as, when you're just comparing Google with the other internet search browsers out there. Kind of seems like the same way. You want to be the first one that all the users are going to be going to. And yeah, so let's continue on though. Let's take a look at some of these app strategies. So Binance's one app strategy, Delphi highlights that Binance as the clearest example of the monolithic super app play, arguing it mirrors the WeChat style one interface, infinite utility model. So here's how this takes a look. So at the center, we have the traditional core, spot, perpetuals, and options. Then around that ripple is the commercial interface, where we got many programs, Binance Marketplace, and Binance Pay. And then beyond that is asset management, or Binance Earn with Flexible, Binance Junior, staking, Binance Wealth, Binance Earn Fix, and then beyond that is the decentralized gateway and social media. So Binance Town Square, Binance Alpha, Binance Wallet, and then you have the institutional layer of custody with Sifu, MirrorX, and VIP Rule. So this, I guess they're saying, is the most monolithic app that could play out. So this is how Binance is structuring theirs. So again, they said what began as purely trading venue has steadily swallowed adjacent behaviors: spot and derivatives trading, earn products, lending and staking, payments via Binance Pay, a Web3 wallet, and institutional services, all nested inside one defense interface. So I wonder how far away Binance is to releasing this super app, but this is the structure they got going on. So they got a nice pathway. Now let's take a look at Kraken's constellation approach. So by contrast, Delphi described Kraken as pursuing a federated constellation model built on a shared spine of liquidity, custody, and identity. So instead of forcing every user into one crowded app, Kraken is rolling out specialists from ends: Inky, an entertainment-first meme coin app; Crack, remnants and payments, with stablecoins and yield; Kraken Pro for classic and deep chart trading. And so they're more spread out, almost like kind of an umbrella company. So just having it all in one app, they'll have specific apps for different purposes. So it's still in their ecosystem, but Yeah, I kind of like Binance is better. That's what I'm saying. But the idea, according to Delphi, is to unbundle the UI, but rebundle everything behind the scenes. So Kraken remains the underlying distribution rail, even as users experience fragment. Now, how about Coinbase, OKX, and others fit in? Well, Delphi found that other majors are edging toward the same distribution layer role, even if they avoid the super app label. Coinbase has pushed deeper into smart wallets, on-chain discovery, staking and payments, positioning itself as a regulated consumer-friendly hub for both trading and Web3 access. Now, OKX, Bybit, and others are pairing centralized trading with in-app Web3 wallets. They have the NFT markets, DeFi access, and effectively bundling on-chain rails around their existing user base. So that's what Coinbase and OKX is doing. But what is at stake right now? Well, Delphi argues that beneath the product launches, it is a bigger fight over who controls discovery for the third-party apps and protocols, and how regulators classify these platforms: a single all-in-one super app which consolidates risk and oversight in one place, offering unmatched convenience. A federated multi-app model spreads out user interfaces while also keeping control of the plumbing. Now, whichever design wins could go a long way to deciding who becomes crypto's default distribution layer in the next cycle, and on whose terms the next 100 million users join. So very interesting going on here. So again, like they've been talking about super apps for some time, definitely since I've been covering crypto news. Like I've always been seeing like the super app here, this one, but like nothing's really officially rolled out yet. So I don't know. So I wonder who's going to be the first one to come out with a pretty decent super app out there. And yeah, but that's what's really taking place going on. Just exchanges are really at war race, just to try to get out first. So that's what's taking place right now behind the scenes. Now, what else? Let's continue on with the news. What else is going on? Looks like JP Morgan launches Money, a tokenized money market fund. So yeah, JP Morgan is really going into the crypto space, even though he's been so negative about it, also fighting against Michael Saylor. But JP Morgan Asset Management has taken a historic step by launching its first tokenized money market. Now, my on-chain net yield fund, or let's call it Money, on the public Ethereum blockchain is available exclusively through the firm's Morgan Money platform. Now, Money allows qualified investors to earn US dollar yields by holding fund tokens directly in their blockchain wallets. Now, powered by Connexus Digital Assets, JP Morgan's multi-chain asset tokenization solution, this initiative merges traditional finance with blockchain technology, offering transparency, efficiency, and new ways to interact with money market instruments. Now, bridging traditional assets and blockchain, Money invests exclusively in US Treasury securities and fully collateralized repurchases. Now providing stability and predictable yields while also leveraging blockchain advantages. Now, investors can subscribe and redeem using cash or stablecoins, and then dividends are reinvested daily. Tokenization introduces peer-to-peer transferability, giving qualified investors the potential to use their funds, tokens, as collateral in other blockchains as well. Now, Peter Schroeder tweeted out that JP Morgan is launching its first tokenized money market fund on Ethereum called Money. Now, investors can redeem shares of Money using USDC or cash by providing similar benefits to traditional money market funds, with added blockchain advantages. Now, again, everyone was tweeting about it, talking about it. So that was Peter Schroeder, we had Cointelegraph, Bitcoin Magazine. So I was like, this was actually cover the article. But for example, a fund manager at a global investment firm could now allocate liquidity to Money directly from their Ethereum wallet, earning stable US dollar yields while maintaining flexibility for on-chain transactions. Now, this reflects a growing trend in the industry, institutional adoption of blockchain technology to enhance efficiency and transparency, according to a 2025 report by Deloitte. Now, over 60% of large financial institutions are exploring tokenized securities, signaling broader interest in the digital-first asset management. Now, even Ethereum's Twitter account tweeted about this. So today, JP Morgan, the world's largest bank by market cap per Wall Street Journal, announced that they are launching their first ever tokenized money market fund, Money, on Ethereum. The firm is seeding the fund with $100 million of its own capital before opening to outside investors on Tuesday. So I guess Money is transforming the market funds out there. So money market funds have traditionally provided investors with liquidity, safety, and short-term yield. But now with Money, JP Morgan combines these benefits with blockchain speed and programmability. Now, George Gotch, the CEO of JP Morgan Asset Management, emphasized that innovation and activity and active management are central to delivering cost-effective solutions for investors navigating complex markets. Now, John Donahue, head of global liquidity, added that Morgan Money's integration of traditional and on-chain assets enables faster, more efficient transactions, representing a new era for institutional money and management. Now, here's another tweet by Aspa Capital. JP Morgan just launched a $100 million tokenized money market fund on Ethereum. The fund Money is JP Morgan Asset Management's first fully tokenized cash product, allowing qualified investors to hold tokenized fund shares on-chain with subscriptions and redemptions via cash or USDC. So again, everybody is talking about this right now. So the launch of Money also underscores a broader industry shift towards regulated tokenized assets. Now, by providing qualified investors with blockchain-based access to money market products, JP Morgan sets a benchmark for other global systematically important banks. Now, the initiative highlights how tokenization can bring traditional products onto public networks while maintaining regulatory compliance and investors' protection. And again, yeah, because they're in control. They're using a centralized entity on that one. Oh, I got Jay calling. I can't answer right now, Jay. I'm in the middle of the show, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so again, like these are just the institutions still getting on board. They've been talking about all year, and now we're seeing progress with their adoption of it. So again, we have a digitized money market fund that's happening, and it's been launched on Ethereum. So that kind of tells you that Ethereum is a longtime player, and maybe Tom Lee Jones of the BitMine, who's been buying Ethereum like no other, maybe that bet's really going to pay off. And I think it will, because Ethereum's number 2. It's a digital steel of cryptocurrencies. And I say steel, not silver, because I give the digital silver label to Litecoin, Bitcoin's little brother, while Bitcoin's digital gold. But no, it just makes sense that they would do this on Ethereum. But that's what's taking place with JP Morgan, and I know he's probably doing a buttload more. Now let's continue on with some more institutions and bank news going on. But it looks like Russia's Esper Bank is testing DeFi products to meet crypto demand. So what do they mean they're testing DeFi products? The bank's completely centralized. Like if they roll out the product, is it truly DeFi? That just makes me question it. Hence why I don't use Coinbase's base wallet, just because again it was created by a centralized exchange, reports everything on there. I don't want to use a wallet that they created. So again, they're testing DeFi products. I don't know, but hey, this is institutional adoption. Let them just play around with what they think they can do. But let's go through this article. So Russia's largest bank, Esper Bank, has begun testing decentralized finance products. The bank's deputy chair of management board, Anatoly Popov, told Russian media outlet RBC the firm will soon launch digital asset services in collaboration with regulators. Now, in a recent interview with RBC, Popov stated that he is confident that traditional banking and DeFi will soon converge in Russia. However, the deputy leader of the Esper Bank board did not provide details on which specific protocols the bank is exploring. So I guess we don't know. We just know they're testing DeFi products, but which ones? Now, Esper Bank's experiments align with the growing adoption of crypto markets in Russia, where several firms have launched crypto-themed funds, bonds, and indices that track the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Earlier this month, the VTB, another leading Russian bank, reported that its clients prefer to purchase real cryptos rather than trade derivatives. So despite the growing interest in crypto assets, banks are still awaiting regulatory approval from Vladimir Putin administration to allow clients to buy and sell coins directly through the banking applications. Now, Esper Bank, in dialogue with regulators in crypto infrastructure, when asked about the future regulation of crypto in Russia by the RBC, Popov revealed that Esper Bank was in communication with authorities, saying, "We are in constant dialogue with the Bank of Russia and Rosfin monitoring on issues like how to build the necessary infrastructure, that technologies to use, and how to ensure security and protect the rights of investors." Popov indicated that the new rules for qualified investors should create a pipeline for digital assets trading through traditional banking infrastructure. Now, this is familiar and convenient for clients. Now, at the same time, it is important to use Russian custodial services and regulated sites, he denoted. Now, answering more questions about Esper Bank participation in regulated cryptocurrency markets, he admitted that digital currencies have grown popular in Russia, and the country ranks 3rd globally in Bitcoin mining, but the bank will only actively operate in the market once clear rules are established and when doing so becomes economically viable. Now, according to the Central Bank of Russia, citing data from March this year, the value of cryptocurrencies held in Russian wallets reached 827 billion rubles. Now, Esper Bank has already been related I can't say that. Esper Bank already has crypto-related products out there. But Paul further stated that Esper Bank will work within a regulated parameter, focusing on liquidity for customers, services, hedging, and piloting new business models, and it does not view digital assets as objective for speculative investments. Now, we see that investors are deliberately looking for ways to invest in cryptocurrencies while minimizing operational and settlement risks. Now, our tools may be of interest to those who already own crypto directly, but want to reduce the operational risk. And then those who are just starting to build their strategy for investing in digital assets, said Anatoly Pavlov. Now, mentioning the crypto affiliate services, it now offers Popov reminded listeners that Esper Bank had already launched several investment products for private investors, including structured bonds and CFA format instruments. Its clients can invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum through these vehicles, either individually or in ready-made sets. Now, Popov noted that the total volume of such products has reached 1.5 billion rubles, but when asked which one clients were more inclined towards, he reiterated that there was no single most successful tool because different products may suit different types of investors, goal, size, investment, and risk appetite. Now, Russia's assets are frozen over ongoing Ukraine war right now, so hence why they're trying to go DeFi. The Russian banking sector's crypto and DeFi initiatives are changing against the backdrop of ongoing war with Ukraine, which has led to the freezing of assets. Russia's central bank has announced it's seeking 18 trillion rubles, which is approximately $230 billion in damages from Euroclear, a central securities depository in Brussels. Now, the claim comes after Putin's representative had discussions with the European Union about using 210 billion euros in frozen Russian assets to provide Ukraine with funding for defense and stabilizing the Ukraine economy. Now, the EU heads claims that using most of the frozen funds held by Euroclear, about 185 billion, is legally sound because Russia is technically the owner of its sovereign wealth, held in response to Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Now, Moscow, on the other hand, decried the plan as theft and threatened to retaliate against European private investors holding in Russia. Head of Russia's sovereign wealth fund, Kirill Dmitriev, and he wrote on X that Russia will win in court to reclaim the assets in EU, and the EU currency and Euroclear will suffer from the plan. So they're going to more DeFi just to try to stop more frozen assets out there. And again, the only way to do that is you need to have crypto in your own self-custody wallet. You hold on the private keys, and it's not on some centralized entity, exchange, bank out there. That's where they are freezing all the assets out there. But again, going DeFi would stop the freezing because they wouldn't have any control of it. But so we'll see what type of DeFi products they are going to roll out or what they're going to be testing. They didn't even say what they're testing now. Trading, self-custody, who knows? So we just got to wait on that. But that's what's taking place in Russia. And I think there was another Russian article about them banning Bitcoin mining for 2 years, or probably it was something I didn't want to just cover. That article just didn't seem correct. So with everything going on, it's like, is this accurate? So I'm just going to hold off on that one. If you're seeing the news that Russia's banning Bitcoin mining, let's just wait to see if that's true or not. It doesn't seem like it. So don't just always listen to that first article you see. I always try to siphon through all these articles, see what's verified. It's been a while, and so on. But let's take a quick commercial break. I got to answer this text message from our CEO. So we will be right back after these messages.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
And we are back. All right, I was able to handle everything I was able to need to get done. But yeah, guys, your crypto future starts now. All it starts with being a member of the crypto club, and that gains you access to all of our club programs out there. And so if you want more information, go to bitcoinben.io or give us a text or call at 941-413-8080, or even email us at programs@bitcoinbencryptoclub.com. So let's continue on with the news. What else is going on in the crypto space? I got two more articles for you. Looks like Solana just survived a huge DDoS attack. So let's hear about this. So Solana under industrial scale with a DDoS attack. The co-founder says it's bullish news because they survived it. So Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko claims that the network is facing an industrial scale 6 terabyte per second DDoS attack that has shown little to visible impact on it. So that just shows how strong Solana's network is becoming. Now, again, they've had a struggle over some years out there. There were some downs and other attacks. But Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko and several accounts tied to the network's ecosystem said that this week that Solana had been hit by a large distributed denial of service attack, with some posts citing traffic that peaked near 6 terabytes per second. Now, Yakovenko wrote in a December 9th X post that Solana was under a 6 terabyte distributed denial of service attack earlier on Tuesday, and Solana Labs co-founder and president Raj Gokal suggested the attack was still ongoing. Cointelegraph was unable to independently verify the attack or its scale. But also on Tuesday, the CEO of Solana-based decentralized physical infrastructure network, the DePIN project, Pipe Network, David Rodis, pointed out that the shared metric put the attack at an industrial scale. Now, an update, Pipe Network also claimed that the attack was one of the largest in internet history, at 6 terabytes per second, which translates to billions of packets per second. Now, this is a bullish attack, says the co-founder. So a DDoS attack involves many devices flooding a target with traffic to overwhelm it and knock it offline or slow it down. Now, a chart shared by Pipe Network suggested that Solana has faced the 4th largest DDoS attack ever reported. But still, in 2025 alone, Cloudflare reported a 29.7 terabyte attack, Krebon Security reported a 6.3 terabyte attack, and Gcore disclosed a 6 terabyte attack, with none appearing on the Pipe Network's charts. Now, Yakovenko wrote in a December 9th post that the attack was bullish, also suggesting that someone is spending as much as the chain makes in revenue to send it. Similarly, Pipe Network highlighted that under that kind of load, you normally expect rising latency, missed slots, or confirmation delays. But while the network was not showing any significant signs of stress because of it. Now, here is Pipe Network's tweet on X. So the ongoing DDoS attack on Solana is one of the largest in internet history. 6 terabytes volumetric attack translates to billions of packets per second. And under that kind of load, you normally expect rising latency, missed slots, or confirmation delays. Instead, data shows median transaction confirmations at 450 microseconds. And then we have P90 is less than 700, and the slot latency holding at 0.0 to 1 slot. So everything looked like it was running smooth. So have you heard about the ongoing DDoS attack on Solana that had zero effect on its performance? I guess we have now. But Solana Labs had not answered Cointelegraph's request for comment by the publication at this time, so maybe we'll get some more word tomorrow. But Solana outage history and fixes. So again, like I was saying beforehand, this isn't the first time Solana experienced a DDoS attack or blockchain disruptions out there. But Solana has a history of multiple downtimes, some of which were tied to the DDoS attacks-like causes. In December 2020, a block propagation bug halted the network operation. Back in September 2021, Solana mainnet saw a 17-hour downtime as Great Protocol's launch of its on-chain initial decentralized exchange offering. And on the crowdfunding platform Radium, Accelerator overwhelmed the network much like a DDoS would. Then also in 2022, Solana saw 3 downtime instances. First, they experienced 7 hours of downtime due to transaction spam from bot accounts. Then the network saw 4.5 hours of downtime due to a bug that caused a consensus failure. Again, in 2022, Solana experienced an 8.5 hour downtime due to a bug in the fork choice rules, resulting in consensus failure. So this is where network stability seems to pick up slightly, though. Cointelegraph was able to locate only one instance of downtime in 2023, when in late February, a fault in Solana's deduplication logic led to almost 19 hours of downtime. Now, in 2024, the network again saw only one downtime instance when it went down for nearly 5 hours due to a bug causing an infinite recompile loop. Now, despite the clear downtrend, this is a lot of downtime for blockchain standards. Now, Bitcoin, the world's first blockchain, currently has an uptime of over 99.99%, with its last downtime incident taking place in 2013, so right in the early days of Bitcoin's bloom. But Bitcoin has only seen 2 downtime incidents since its first block was mined in January of 2009. Now, the first one took place on August 2010 when a value overflow bug was exploited, briefly creating nearly 184.47 billion Bitcoin until a patch reversed the issue. It's like, what, 184.7 Bitcoin? Like, there's only supposed to be 21 million, so they had a patch to reverse that, but that happened in the early days of August of 2010. Again, the second downtime was on March 2013 when a bug split the network between Bitcoin Core 0.27 or 0.7 and 0.8. The 2013 event did not create new Bitcoin at all. It just had that little off occurrence. But in all of Bitcoin's history, only 2 times, and this is the early times, there has been no issue since 2013 showing how strong Bitcoin has come. And I guess I could kind of point out then too, like, hey, yeah, Bitcoin, like, Solana is still fairly freshly new too. It's experienced quite a bit of attacks and downturns, but who knows? They're solving it. They're fixing it every single time. They're coming back stronger. And again, this is just slowly Solana building their, how is it? What word do I want to say? Their strength, reduce their downtime. What is that word I'm really trying to think of? They're just trying to build their security. I just cannot think of where they're building. I just know they're getting stronger each time. So maybe it's going to be like Bitcoin, where it's like eventually no more attacks and the network just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. That's what I'm trying to say. But so that's what took place under Solana, and I believe it's still ongoing right now. So I'll keep you up to date on what continues on with the Solana network. Now let's move on to our final news article. Again, just trying to keep you guys safe in this crypto space out there. But over 1 in 20 emails are malicious, warns the internet giant Cloudflare. So be careful from all the emails you click on. Never click on links inside of it unless you know where it is or you truly did it. But again, yeah, let's hear about this. So Cloudflare found over 5% of global emails were malicious in 2025, peaking near 10% in November, with more than half of them containing deceptive links. Now, more than 5% of all emails sent worldwide contain malicious content, according to the internet infrastructure giant Cloudflare. Now, the web security giant revealed that an aggregate of 5.6% of global email traffic analyzed by the firm over the past year was found to be malicious. This equates to more than 1 in every 20 emails containing harmful content on there. Now, in November, that figure surged to almost 1 in 10, nearly double the average for the year it found. Now, malicious emails include those that can cause harm, such as theft of credentials, data, or money, Cloudflare explained in its 2025 year-end review report. Now, the findings are particularly relevant to crypto investors, as phishing attacks targeting crypto traders, investors, and executives have increased in complexity and surged in recent months. Now, crypto phishing links can be especially damaging. Once a victim falls for one of these malicious links or sends cryptocurrency to a scammer, there's usually no way back after this. So that's why you gotta be careful on the links you click on and who you're actually sending crypto to. Now, deceptive links dominate the threat in this category. So more than half of these malicious emails, or 52%, contained a deceptive link, which was the highest threat category reported. Now, identity deception was the second highest at 38%, up from 35% in 2024, as attackers impersonated trusted individuals using spoof domains, similar-looking domains, or display name tricks. Now, Cloudflare also revealed that most abused top-level domain extension was .Christmas, with 92.7% malicious emails and 7.1% spam originating from this domain type. There is highly abused domains included .lol, .forum, .help, .best, and .click. So yeah, guys, so if, you're looking up here, in the URLs, this Cointelegraph says .com. The last one was again .com. Let's see, Russian is .com. JP Morgan, that one is altcoinbuzz.io. So pay attention to the part after the URL, because apparently a lot of these malicious emails came from .christmas domains or came from .ll, .farm. So really pay attention, because they're probably cloning and impersonating an actual website. Like, what if it was cointelegraph.lol? Would you even know that was a fake link? Like, if you were not paying attention to it, you couldn't miss it. So to stay safe, really pay attention to the links you click on and type into your internet browser. Now, a quarter of HTML attachments are also malicious. So earlier this year, researchers at cybersecurity company Barracuda analyzed 670 million emails that were malicious or unwanted spam. They discovered that the emails remain the most common attack vector for cyber threats, with malicious attachments and links being used to distribute malware, launch phishing campaigns, and also exploit vulnerabilities. So as many as 1 in 4 emails were unwanted spam, and a quarter of all HTML attachments were malicious, and 12% of malicious PDF attachments were also Bitcoin scams that reported. In November, Hornet Security reported that emails was a consistent delivery vector for cyber attacks in 2025, with malware-laden emails surging by 131% year over year. So be careful about the emails you click on, because again, like, I don't even answer emails at all, like, really, unless I know who the person is, unless it's a work-related email. Everything that comes in, I just delete. If I just made a trade on Coinbase and I get that email notification, I'm just deleting it. Coinbase sends me those stupid spam, like, this is your chance to win 1 whole Bitcoin. It's like a delete. Like, I never actually ever clicked on that email before to actually take a look at the URL. Like, that one's, it's a clear sign. Like, it blends on in, where it's like going, let me click on that. Oh, let me enter in that contest. But again, you didn't pay attention to the URL, which is up here. Like I'm saying, guys, like, and that's like, you went to coinbase.lol, and next thing you know, you logged into that account. They already got your data information, and now you're clicking on links and potentially agreeing to certain stuff. So again, be careful out there with the emails that come in. If you don't know where it is, or even if you know who it is, just don't even click on it. Most emails are just junk mail that don't even need to be clicked on. Unless it's a letter from a family, relative, or work, yeah, go ahead and click on it. But basically anything else, just ignore them. Like, that's my best tip for security. And that's just literally the world we live in. So yeah, so just be careful out there, because again, 1 in 20 emails are malicious. Now, that is it for the news today. Let's take a look at our Fear and Greed Index. Where are we at? We're at a 22. Ooh, we are pushing into that extreme fear territory, which again is always the best buy opportunity. But again, from trading view, we're showing that, again, it's definitely sell type. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We're calling at $87,200, 24 hours. Yeah, we've been bouncing sideways. We had that dip down there. So hopefully we make our way back up to the 90s. And is it possible? Yeah. Anything is possible in the crypto space. Like, you never know. Like, crypto moves so fast. Like, we could jump up to $100,000. We could jump up to $200,000 in a single day if you really want to. I think the biggest swings we've seen so far was like 2 years ago, when Bitcoin was like, we were at the bottom and Bitcoin was just bouncing $5,000 day after day after day. So it's possible, guys. But again, yeah. So I'm bullish for 2026. Red Christmas. Yeah, I'm still calling that. We got it. Bank of Japan's interest rate hike happening in 3 days. So let's see, is the price already correlated, or is already adjusted to that news going on, or is it going to follow what it usually has done for the fast 4 rate hikes? We're going to see a 30% dip. So it's all just sitting and waiting and just paying attention to the news. But so far, with the news, things are looking pretty bullish right now, so I love seeing that. But everybody, have an awesome Tuesday. I'm going to go I got our crypto class going on here. So yeah, if you're part of the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, we do crypto classes every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1:30 Eastern Time. And what is our class today? What is it? Let's see. So our class is Echoes of Fiat and How the Old System Collapses and Value Reemerges. So definitely a great class. So if you guys want to be a part of these classes, again, join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, any club, and we'll gain you access to it. And on Thursday, we have Sovereign Wealth AMA with me and Steve Blanco up in Nashville. So everybody, have an awesome day. If I'll see you in class, see you soon. So take care. Love you. Peace, guys.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.